Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen, and you know things usually move slow here in Savannah, but today we're going to be picking up the pace because some of our friends from Michael's Racing Club are going to be making a pit stop here for lunch. We're having chicken bog and my brother Bubba's best beer biscuits, and they gotta be ready when these guys get here. And then I also have some wonderful sweet potato chips like my Aunt Peggy's buddies make. And then I'm fixing a chocolate almond pie. It's got marshmallows and candy bars in it. So y'all put your pedal to the metal. These fellas travel fast, and we better get a move on. I've got some friends that race these sporty cars, and I'm going to watch them race. And they're expecting some Uncle Bubba's beer biscuits. Now, I can't take them beer biscuits without a good premium beer. So we got to go find the beer. Hey, John.
Paula, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
Perfect timing. I just finished mashing in. I'm doing fine. Okay, come on up.
What are you cooking up there?
Want to see something beautiful? Come
Yes,
here, look
I
at this.
do. Oh,
What do you think of that?
that's the funniest looking pot of black-eyed peas I've ever seen.
Well, no, it's not legumes. It's actually barley malt, but it's going to make a fine beer.
John, what makes y'all's beer so special here?
Well, it's basically the freshness. I mean, we produce it right here, and it's consumed right over there. So it doesn't have to travel. It doesn't have to be kegged or bottled.
Actually, I came here today not to get beer to consume it, but I'm going to be actually cooking with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm going to be making some biscuits, some beer biscuits. And normally I would just go to the store and buy whatever's in the case. But I wanted to make these real special. So what beer would you recommend to use in beer biscuits?
Well, let's go look at what we have, and maybe we'll decide together.
All right, John, so tell me everything that you have poured up for me to sample.
Well, this last one here I just poured is a Munich-style Helles. It's a very mainstream kind of pale lager, what most people are familiar with.
Might just be party time.
And that's a traditional Irish dry stout, although it's a dark beer. It's very light-bodied, very drinkable beer. It has sort of a roasty kind of espresso character to it.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Would the color of it affect the color of the biscuits?
Yes, it would
It
to
would?
some degree. So that might be one you stay away from. Although it makes wonderful, we make stout bread out of that here, and pumpernickel. It's wonderful for that.
Yeah, it really is hard to decide between these two beers because they're so close. But because this is hoppier, I think I'm just going to settle on this one and maybe this one. That way I'll have a light and a dark.
Yeah, I think that's your best choice.
Oh, that's great, John.
There you go.
These jugs are just out of this world
Aren't they
adorable.
beautiful? Yeah.
Listen, I appreciate it so much. I had a ball with you here
Yeah,
today.
I had a great time with you, darling.
But I got to get home and make biscuits.
All right.
Thanks, John.
You're welcome.
I really had some good luck picking out beer. I almost think it might be too good for biscuits, you know what I mean? John was so helpful. Let's see, I think I'm gonna put it over here because before I make those Uncle Bubba's beer biscuits that I promised you, I'm gonna start with dessert. These are no-nonsense buddies of mine that race these cars. They're plain old guys. They like basic, down-to-earth food. So I'm gonna make them a chocolate almond pie. Very, very simple. I'm gonna use the double boiler method, and I'm gonna put the marshmallows into the bowl. And you could use miniature marshmallows or whatever you have. And milk. And I'm gonna add the Hershey bars. And we're just gonna stir that until it's melted. Before you know it, we'll have this pie made. And you see that chocolate's turning that milk into chocolate milk. As soon as that milk gets hot, it'll melt the marshmallows right away. I can't hardly wait to go to the races. These guys have some really jazzy vintage cars. Okay, this is melted now, so we're gonna take this off and put it in the ice bath and let that cool down because we've got some nice fresh sweetened whipped cream right here. And if we added that whipped cream to our hot chocolate, it would break it down, and we don't want to do that. So we're going to let this cool just for a few minutes. Doesn't have to be slap cold, but we're just going to cool it. All right, that should be just about ready. Now, I told you, these guys are no-nonsense guys. These are all American guys, and they are going to appreciate this graham cracker crust as much as they would a homemade. So this is what we're using. All right, I'm going to put the whipped cream, and this has been sweetened. And we're going to fold this into the pie. Now, you can use a frozen whipped topping if you like Cool Whip or something like that. But personally, it's worth the time to whip the fresh cream. I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla to it. And we're just going to stir that. All right, we're ready to put it in the shell. Going to tuck this away in the refrigerator and let it sit until it's chilled and it's firmed back up. And I'm feeding quite a few racers today. So I've already got one right here that's ready. And I've got some chilled whipped cream. And I'm just going to flute the top of this with whipped cream. Y'all ready? Isn't that pretty? And you don't have to use any difficult tricks when you're using the star tip. You just take it around just like that, mash and release. And we're just going to continue on around the pie. And with each layer, I'm going to come up just a little bit higher until I've worked as kind of a peak on the pie in the center. Doesn't that look good? Now I'm going to go down here in the center, and I'm going to fill up that hole I have. And you saw what little effort it took. Now I've got some chocolate curls over here, and I curl that chocolate just with a regular, ordinary potato peeler. Can't get any better or any simpler than that. But just to make sure, I think I need to try it, don't y'all? Look at that pie. Looks delicious. So let's dig in. So light and delicious and fluffy. You would just almost think it has no calories. Y'all stick around because in a few minutes I'm going to be bogged down in chicken.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
I'm fixing to show y'all how I make a very simple down-home dish that Southerners just love. And I'm amazed that even though it's a very simple dish, people may not quite understand how to cook it. So we're fixing to talk about it. People in South Carolina call this chicken bog. People in Georgia call it chicken and rice. I love the name chicken bog though. Now I've gotten 1 quart of water boiling. I'm gonna add another quart, giving us 8 cups of water. Now I'm adding house seasoning to that water, a seasoning salt, black pepper, and a few bay leaves, stick of butter, an onion. Now the recipe calls for red pepper, but I think I'm gonna put some Louisiana hot sauce in it. Now I'm gonna take 1 3-pound chicken fryer and put over in here. I have cut this into quarters, and I'm gonna add some smoked kielbasa And we're gonna let that come to a boil. And I'm gonna put the lid back on it, but I'm not gonna seal this dish. I'm gonna put the lid on it like this, because as that's boiling, I want it to take away some of the water in there. I don't want chicken and rice soup. I want chicken bog. Now I'm gonna move this pot back here to this burner. And I've got another pot ready that the chicken is already done in. Our pot is still nice and hot and boiling, and I'm gonna remove that chicken and bring it over here and start picking it. Now you could actually make this dish and leave the chicken on the bone, but I'm gonna pick it for them. All right, now we're gonna add long grain white rice to that boiling water. And I'm gonna stir that and let it cook for about 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna put the lid on and let it cook for 10 more. You need to allow about 20 minutes for rice to be really done through and through and be nice and fluffy. And I'm gonna have to let this chicken cool just for a few minutes because it's some hot chicken. All right, I cooked the rice for 10 minutes without the lid, and now I've cooked it for 10 minutes with the lid. So when I check this pot, the rice should be nice and fluffy and have drank up all that chicken broth. So I'm almost through with the chicken. I'm trying to pick it rather carefully. And I don't like to get any cartilage or bone in my chicken bog. All right, now it's time to see if our rice has drank up all that liquid. I hope it's not too soupy, and I hope it's not too stiff. Oh, it looks good. That's the texture and consistency that I like it. And in we go. I make this dish when I want to keep things very, very simple, but very delicious. I think I'm going to have to taste it. Just looks too good. And I love just tomatoes and onions and cucumbers served along with this. Looks so good. Oh, it's so pretty outside. So good. It's just good, simple, honest food for good, honest men. Coming up next, I'm gonna make some sweet potato chips and Uncle Bubba's beer biscuits, the reason we came to the party.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
The life of the party, the beer. I'm gonna, it smells so good. I'm gonna make this batch of biscuits with the light beer. These biscuits are so delicious. I've started with just a pre-mixed biscuit mix. I'm gonna add a little sugar to that. And I've got a little melted butter. And then I'm gonna pour up the beer. We're gonna use about 12 ounces of beer. See that beautiful light beer? All right, now we're just gonna pour the beer into our batter. You can see how few and simple ingredients it takes. The guys at the racetrack can't drink and drive, but there's no rule saying they can't eat and drive. And we're going to cook these actually in a muffin tin, which makes me give these biscuits another A. An A for taste, an A for easiness. And we're just going to fill the muffin tins with the batter. Jamie and Bobby's Uncle Bubba just loves these biscuits. We're going to pop these into the oven and they'll be ready in no time. Now, while our biscuits are cooking, I'm going to make us a sweet potato chip. Now, it's not going to be a thin, crisp sweet potato like we think of chips. It's going to be a thicker sweet potato chip. I did not cook these potatoes completely done because we're going to bake them off for about 15 or 20 minutes. I got this recipe from one of my Aunt Peggy's friends, from Helen Rooks. So we're just going to slice our potato just like that. All right, now we're just going to brush these sweet potatoes with butter. Actually, I'm doing a little bit more than brushing, aren't I? And now we're going to add peanuts to our sweet potatoes. And they are honey roasted just in the jar you can buy at the store. This is a nice, quick, different way to cook a sweet potato. All right, we're ready to put these in the oven, and I should have another tray that's ready in here. Yep, and they are. We'll slip these in, and I bet our biscuits are ready too. So I'm gonna check and see. Ooh, look at those pretty biscuits. You don't have to worry about children eating these. They're completely safe because the alcohol has been cooked in it, what little bit went in. Oh, can't wait to see how these turned out. Oh, see how tender they got in that last 15 or 20 minutes? Now, the only way to eat an Uncle Bubba's beer biscuit is with honey butter. You need to have some sweet butter. And I've got honey butter right here. Love the crunchiness. So good. I didn't get any on my mouth, did I? Some tips coming up next.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
My tips for you concerning this meal are as simple as the meal itself. When you're serving the chicken bog, don't serve it without a nice fat bottle of hot sauce next to it. It makes all the difference in the world. And on the beer biscuits, Uncle Bubba's beer biscuits are good with the light beer and the dark. You can see that the dark beer gives them a whole different color. They look like wheat bread, plus they kick up the flavor just a little bit. And when you're baking sweet potatoes and serving those, always throw a few extra in the oven so you can make these delicious potato chips. And when you're making your chips, try throwing on some sugar and a little cinnamon on them. They'll be out of this world. Hot and hearty chicken bog. Sweet potato chips topped with sweet roasted crunchy peanuts. These melt in your mouth Uncle Bubba's beer biscuits. And this creamy, dreamy chocolate almond pie. All of these recipes are perfect for the fast track. In fact, speaking of tracks, I got some men waiting on me and I gotta run. Until next time, America, best dishes from my racing team to yours.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.